Hi, this is a mini lecture for the respiratory system. The basic structure of our respiratory system obviously includes our lungs, our nose, our pharynx, our larynx, trachea, bronchi, and alveoli. So basically that means the passage from our nose all the way through our throat into our lungs, and then inside of our lungs we have bags, which we call the alveoli, which will allow for the transfer of oxygen in the air through the walls and into our bloodstream. But it also allows for the carbon dioxide, which we've created through movement and muscle contractions and metabolism, in order to transfer into our lungs to be breathed out. This continuous transfer obviously keeps us alive, but also allows for regulation of our pH acidic levels in our blood, which are extremely important for the function of all of our organs, nervous system, and our muscular system. When we breathe, there's a special muscle called our diaphragm. It sits under our rib cage here and will be pulled down towards our stomach, therefore creating a vacuum type airflow into our lungs. So this is why when we breathe and do breathing exercises, we're generally told to breathe into our stomach. What this actually means is we're activating and creating that pulling process of the muscle down, which will allow air to be naturally flowing into our lungs. When we breathe out, we should be considering how the muscle and solar plexus become tighter, roughly about here, which will then compress our rib cage, allowing for the air to come out. So during this phase, this is what we have controlled by our automatic nervous system. Our automatic nervous system will pick up on different stimuli from the external environment or our internal environment, creating the amount of breaths that we need to function correctly. This is why practicing controlled deep breathing is a general good idea to assist in helping the automatic nervous system understand how it should be processing the muscular contractions when we actually need it, and maybe we're too scared or stressed or occupied to rationally think about it. When the oxygen comes into our blood, it obviously will get circulated around our body, which will then be, you could say, delivered to our muscles through the same gaseous exchange as we have in our lungs. So oxygen will actually go out of the blood into the muscle, and carbon dioxide will be transferred back in. The process that this is done with is via a very special molecule called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin lives inside, or the molecule stays inside of our blood cells, red blood cells, and has special mechanisms to attract and discharge the carbon dioxide or oxygen. A very key role in our health is that it supports the pH level and acidic level. It will be able to filter out the lungs, and our breathing will be able to filter out the airborne particles. For example, the hairs in your nose are very important. It will help support our immune system function and incorporate us into a relaxation state. And if we practice this regularly, we can control different elements of our autonomic nervous system, increasing its function to make us a healthier person. Thank you.